Peak oil is here. Peak oil is the point where the maximum rate of petroleum extraction is reached, and after which oil and gas production begins a terminal decline. According to peak oil analyst Gail Tverberg, quote, "Many people have the impression that falling oil prices mean that the cost of production is falling, and thus that the feared peak oil is far in the distance. This is not the correct interpretation, especially when many types of commodities are decreasing in price at the same time. In a finite world, fossil fuel energy production eventually must decline." End quote. We're trading water for energy. It takes water to create energy, and energy to supply water. As more of one is required for the other, less remains available for other human needs. Quote, "Safe, clean natural gas from hydraulic fracturing," end quote, may be the biggest lie sold to the public in over a decade. Shale gas fracking contaminates about 4.3 gallons of water per 1 MCF produced. And comparing toxic fracking water lost to the natural water cycle, to cooling water quickly returned to its source, to claim that natural gas power plants save water is propaganda put out by puppets of the petroleum industry. Water covers more than 70% of our planet, but less than 1% of the water on Earth is fresh water available to sustain all human and non-marine life. In the United States, trillions of gallons of fresh water are being contaminated by hydraulic fracturing, agricultural pesticides, pharmaceutical waste, and other industrial pollution. And as fracking accelerated, climate change causes sea levels to rise and runoff from melting snow caps and glaciers to recede, even more of our drinking water is being lost. Peak water is near. Peak water is the point where demands for safe, clean, fresh water begin to exceed the combined abilities of nature and man to replenish and supply it. According to J. Famiglietti, NASA JPL senior water scientist, quote, "In many parts of the world, far more water is used than is available on an annual, renewable basis. Precipitation, snowmelt, and stream flow are no longer enough to supply the multiple, competing demands for society's water needs. The myth of limitless water, and the free-for-all mentality that has pervaded groundwater use must now come to an end." End quote. Join us in building peakwaterus.com, a hydro-activist platform raising awareness, empowering activism, and offering preparedness for peak water. Peakwaterus.com will raise awareness, open the eyes of the media mesmerized, and help them see their right to safe, clean drinking water is no longer guaranteed. Peakwaterus.com will empower activism by giving hydro-activists the targets and tools to engage in the fight for their hydro-political rights. Peakwaterus.com will offer water acquisition, purification, conservation, and self-sufficiency solutions to assure potable water for the prepared. Peakwaterus.com is a startup social enterprise raising awareness, empowering activism, and offering preparedness for the peak water era that is upon us.